So what's good, y'all? We back in here with another video, and we're gonna talk about some summer league because the summer league so far has been very fun to watch. A lot of things that going into it I want to see that I was very interested in, and so far I like what I've seen. I like what I've seen a lot from certain teams and certain players. And really, when I watch the summer league, it's not like I'm not a stat sheet watcher, because a lot of these guys, a lot of people, when they watch the summer league, they have the tendency to overreact, because you'll see a guy shoot 3 for 16 and he's a top 3 pick and you'll be like, all right, he's a bust. Like, for example, Jabari Smith. I'm not going to overreact to what he's been doing because it's not worth it. I mean, look at Trae Young, for example. He was trash in the summer league and he's a superstar caliber player right now. So summer league doesn't matter a lot, but what I do is I just watch and I want to see the tendencies and what they do and what can translate to the next level and what they struggle with that's not going to translate to the next level very well at the beginning. That's what I really like to do when it comes to the top prospects and the guys that got drafted. But really what makes the summer league fun is like the guys that are fighting for their NBA jobs, because they make the games a lot more competitive. They give it like this Drew League type of feel to it. And that's why I love watching it, because it's super competitive. It's not like your average NBA regular season game where, like, for example, the Warriors are playing the OKC Thunder and Steph Curry wants to sit out and Draymond Green wants to sit out because it's just not worth playing. It's not like that. The Summer League is a whole different animal because it's so rapid fire, it's so back and forth competitive that it makes it very fun to watch for the hardcore basketball fan. So anyways, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Summer League, because so far I've really enjoyed watching it. It's been very fun to watch. One of the more enjoyable summer leagues that I've seen in the past couple years, I'd say. And let's start off with OKC, because this is a team that I want to see going into it. I had a lot of, interesting things that I was watching for when it came to this Thunder Summer League whole situation. And mainly it was the rookies. It was Chet Holmgren, it was Jalen Williams, those guys like that. So as for those guys, when it comes to Chet Holmgren, starting off with him, he's looked really good. Really, really good so far. Only negative, I'd say, is probably the weight thing. Sometimes he gets pushed around a lot by real, more stronger NBA players than him, but it's going to happen. Right now, he'll get bullied by a guy like, Embiid, for example. He's not going to survive against those guys. But right now, the best thing that I've seen from him is the defense. The defensive things, the defensive instincts that he has. Just the ability to protect the rim at such a high level. I mean, nobody takes shots on him. You don't want to do it because you're going to get blocked. I remember there was a play, I think it was, the Rockets versus Thunder game literally earlier tonight. He was standing by the dunker spot or a little bit above that, but like the left mid-post area. And he went and he just jetted to the rim and swatted the shot off the backboard. I was like, this guy is special on the defensive end, what he can do. He changes people's shots, whether that's on layups, dunks, jump shots. If you try to take a 3 and, you try to take him one-on-one in a pick and roll, he can handle it. He can handle it pretty well. You try to shoot a 3 over him, it's going to get tipped a good majority of the time. And he's just got that instinct. Like, he can make OKC a really solid defensive team next season just because of his presence alone. And Chet Holmgren's best attribute so far in the Summer League has been his defense. Now, offensively, he's looked good too. He's looked really good offensively. I mean, he has shown you the ability to step out and shoot the 3 at a high level. He did have that game where he struggled, but it's fine. He had dead legs. He was tired. This is the first time a lot of these guys are playing organized, real basketball since like March Madness. So, not going to get on him for having one bad shooting night. But he's shown you everything. He's shown you everything as advertised. And he's a big reason why when I watch OKC next season, I'm looking for the real progress and what they can do, because his ceiling is so high as a NBA star, as a potential NBA star, I'd say. Now, as for Jalen Williams, he's looked really good also. He has shown you a lot of different things. He's been cutting to the rim. He's very active on both ends of the floor, has looked really good on the defensive end, which is something that some people were questioning going into this whole NBA draft process for him was, is he going to be able to be a capable defender? And so far, even though it's a summer league, he's looked pretty well. He was guarding Jabari Smith sometimes a lot of the time out there versus the Rockets, and he did pretty well. So you know what? As for Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren, they've looked really good so far in their first, few games in the Summer League. And right now, they're a big reason why when I watch OKC next season, I'm just going to be really locked into what they can do. As for Jabari Smith, let's talk about him. Because right now, he's been struggling big time. He has just not been able to get a rhythm. And there's this thing with him right now that I've been watching. And this is going even back to college. It's not the shooting that is making him look bad. The shooting obviously is going to make the numbers look bad. You're going to look at it and be like, oh, he shot horrible. What is he doing? But it's not that, because obviously we all know he can shoot the ball. He's one of the better shooters in this draft. But putting the ball on the floor is a problem. It's a big problem. Now, am I saying he has to do it every time? No. Because, he's a power forward. He's not really supposed to be out here dribbling like, he's Kyrie Irving or something. It's not supposed to be that way. But he doesn't got no shot creation at all. Like, everything for him has to get set up. He has to get set up in pick and pops and dribble penetration kicking out to the corner and he's wide open for three. Or if you give him the ball and he's going to go one-on-one, it really has to be like in this mid-post area where he can just jab step and then just take the shot right over you kind of thing. It's not really a guy where you can give the ball to and be like, all right, go get me a bucket. Like, for example, Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero is a guy you can give the ball to and be like, all right, go get me a bucket and let's see what happens. Jabari Smith, you need to create for him. And right now, out of all the top 3 picks, he looks like the guy that's going to probably struggle the most just because of this. Now, am I saying he's going to be a bad NBA player? No, the ceiling is still really high because defensively he looks really good. And like I said earlier, the shooting is going to come around. I have no worries about that. Right now, he kind of looks like Jaren Jackson Jr. 2.0. Just a guy that's not going to really put the ball on the floor. He's going to have to get a lot of shots created for him. You'll have the occasional time where he'll put the ball on the floor. It'll look awkward, but he'll make it work once in a while. But right now, he looks like a Jaren Jackson Jr. like 2.0 version. That's it. And that's good. That's a good NBA player. If he ends up being that as like his floor, that's great. But right now, I feel like he can reach another level, but that shot creation is holding him back from reaching that next level. But if I'm a Rockets fan, do not panic. Do not panic at all. He is still a really good prospect. It's only the Summer League. He's going to get better as the games go on, especially in the regular season. As the games progress, he'll probably start off bad. He'll make his way and probably end up better. I mean, look at Jalen Green. He started off struggling, and he finished the year really strong. So, no worries. As for other Rockets rookies, Tari Eason has looked really good. Really good for a steal, the pick that he was selected at. He's looked really good, especially on the defensive end. The impact is crazy. He's a pretty good athlete as well. And that's another guy where, he's not going to be like a Rookie of the Year candidate, and he's not going to blow you away on the stat sheet. He'll have games where he has really good stats, but it's really an eye test thing with him, and you can tell he's going to be an impactful NBA player, just whether that's a role player or like a high-end role player. It doesn't matter. He's going to be one of those guys that he can be in the league for a good long time, just off of these intangibles and the skills that he has. So as for the 2 Rockets rookies, no panics. Don't start going crazy and overreacting. It's okay. It's going to be fine, especially with Jabari Smith. He'll be all right. But right now, he's struggling. It happens. As for the Detroit Pistons, another team that I want to see because they were out here. They announced their Summer League roster before it all started. I thought they were bringing out their NBA squad. I saw Cade in there. I was like, whoa. Time out. Like, I didn't want to see Cade. Cade is great and all, but he don't need to be playing here. And as we've seen so far, none of those guys are actually in there. It's really just Ivy, Duren, and then you got Isaiah Stewart, who, to be honest, I don't even know if he belongs in there either, but those guys are there. And as for Ivy and Duren, which are the main 2 guys we want to talk about, Ivy has probably looked the best out of all the rookies. And it's probably him and Paolo Banchero that have looked the best. Or maybe Chet Holmgren. It's probably Ivy, Chet Holmgren, and Paolo Banchero so far that have looked the best right now in the Summer League. Ivy, the athleticism just pops out as soon as you watch him. Extremely fast. Just the decision making so far has been pretty on point. He does have still that tendency to go in the air and make a jump pass attempt. I can't stand it. It makes me irritated watching players do that. But because he's such an athletic player, he'll go and he'll jump and then he'll be like, all right, I don't got the layup. Let me try to dish it off, and he'll pick up a turnover. Something he's going to have to work on, but it happens, you know, he'll work on it. Hopefully it becomes less of a habit for him. But besides that, he's been really, really good. He has shown you three-point shooting, off the dribble shooting, finishing at the rim, has shown you above average playmaking for a guy they were saying, oh, he's just an average playmaker. Nah, he's looked pretty good, especially as a passer. He had 26 and 6 in his first game, and he's going to be a really good player next season for Detroit. Really good. And I want to see what he does, especially with Cade. It's going to be nasty. Now, as for Jalen Duren, I mean, he's done exactly what I thought he was going to do. He's going to be a high-impact player defensively. He's going to be a high-energy player. He's going to crash the glass. He's going to get a lot of putback dunks, a lot of lobs. He's going to be eating around the rim. And that's pretty much what I expect from him. I'm not going to overreact to him because I was on Twitter. And I'm a Knicks fan. And obviously, you got your Knicks fans that are going to complain about everything. And they were complaining because Jalen Duren had like this great first game. And then he had 9 points, 1 rebound in 12 minutes. And that's solid, 12 minutes, whatever. 9 points is good. But I'm not going to overreact to that when you got a guy like Mitchell Robinson who does similar things. Now, the only difference is Duren shows you playmaking. And I like that about him. But I'm not losing sleep if I'm a Knicks fan. Well, I am a Knicks fan. Over not picking Jalen Duren. So to all my Knicks fans out there, please relax. It's not that serious. Do not be starting no Twitter beef over Jalen Duren. It's not that serious. Or over any NBA thing in that matter. Because it's just not worth it. It's so stupid. But that's besides the point. It was just a funny thing that I saw earlier. Now, as for other teams that I've been watching, I saw a few Sacramento games. Keegan Murray's looked really good. And he should definitely help that team, especially in the main roster, those guys. You got Fox and Sabonis. I said this in my Kings video that he's going to be able to spread the floor out for them. Especially with the pickups they made. I like the little pickups they made so far this offseason. Now, is it game-changing? I don't know. Probably not. But it should help the team improve. It definitely should. And Keegan Murray should help the team improve. So, I just want to see what he can do with the main guys. Fox and Sabonis specifically. I think he'll help Fox out big time because if he can stretch the floor and not be a guy that's going to block the paint and just get in the way of everything, Fox is going to be able to do what he does best, and that's attack the rim. And if he's not in the way of Sabonis, then Sabonis can do what he does best, which is post up and just take advantage of matchups, especially down in that block. So Keegan Murray so far has shown me exactly what I thought I was going to see from him. And right now, you know what? A lot of things to be happy for if you're a Kings fan. You just got to hope it all goes right. Now, one thing that did suck was Shaedon Sharpe. I mean, he didn't even play. Well, he really played 6 minutes, but then he got hurt. And now we're not going to see him until the preseason and training camp potentially because of the fact that he's out with a shoulder injury. So he's done. And I really want to see him play, which sucks because we haven't seen the man play organized basketball since his EYBL days. But I guess we'll see later on what happens with him. He's going to be a guy that I'm definitely going to watch for, especially as the years go on with guys like Dame that he can learn from, and he got Simons now in the backcourt as well. So Shaedon Sharpe definitely got to watch for in the next few years as to see what he can be in his growth, because he's one of those guys that he has a high ceiling, but it's just we can't see the man play, so we don't know what the ceiling could be. But I think as the years go on, we'll see more and more about him and see what he's really about. Anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Link will be down in the description below. This has been the Checkup where we talk hoops and hoops only. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.